like to greet all human beings all around the world with a universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you are the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't even matter whether you like me, my YouTube channel, Raymond, R-A-Y-M-O-N-D, I-V-I-B-Y. It doesn't matter whether you like any of my social internet connections. I greet you all with that same universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Tonight happened to be what they call Throwback Thursday, August the 13th, 2020. 2020 is a perfect vision. 2020 is time for change. 2020 is time for any of the leaders that don't want to lead the oppressed people forward, no matter what their nationality is. It's time to move them to the side and time for the young, positive generation to rise up. Tracy Chapman said it in one of her songs in the 1980s, talking about a revolution. Revolution ain't necessarily got to be physical. You see what I'm saying? A revolution can be a change. You know, in the Black and the Spanish community, we need a change. We need to stop listening to certain people. On the 9th and the 10th of August of 2020, we had some of the Black Lives Matter. I don't know if all of them stand on the same principles, but the female by the name of Ariel Atkins, she made a statement that's still disturbing to me. I would hate for her to be up under the watch of my two young daughters, because if she says she's a leader and she's concerned about Black lives, and I do believe without a doubt or contradiction that Black lives do matter, ain't no question about it. Are we being attacked by each other? We being attacked by other nationalities. When this COVID-19 came out, they said it's affecting Blacks and Spanish more than anybody else. But this is what I want to say, y'all. Everybody out here that claim that they are for our children is not necessary for our children. You see, some didn't like the fact that I spoke up about a Black 25-year-old man who was a neighbor of some white people in Wilson, North Carolina, came up to a 5-year-old white boy that was playing in his little yard or whatever, shot him point blank in the head and killed him. You see, an individual that did something like that, they don't value people's lives. You see what I'm saying? And then what really disturbs me is the Black Lives Matter people did two things that really disturbed me. One, when they said that they was bonding these people out that was breaking into all of these stores. I don't care if it's on the Magnificent Mile or on 87th Street, whether it's in the rich people's neighborhood, whether it's in the Black neighborhood. Wrong is wrong. I looked at 100 Black individuals that had been arrested, and if you believe that Ariel Atkins and anybody else from the Black Lives Matter with their best attorneys gonna beat your cases out and have a judge or a jury to say that you wasn't committing a crime, then something wrong with you. You just like Nicodemus when he asked Jesus to be born again, do he go back in his mother's womb? We know that's not possible. But anyway, y'all, some of these people is planning a march in Chicago, Illinois to block the Dan Ryan Expressway off this coming Saturday, I believe, which is the 15th of August 2020. Ask them what their purpose is. Just like when them Black Lives Matter came on 63rd and Loomis. Them people in the community in 63rd and Loomis didn't let them come over there, start and mess with the police that they had a rapport with. All police ain't doing their job, but the people on 63rd and Loomis in Chicago, they felt that the police was working with them to keep peace in their neighborhood, and they wasn't finna let Black Lives Matter, I don't care if it's black and white individuals combined together, come in their neighborhood, busting police windows, telling people out there in the crowds it's okay to bust police windows, it's okay to break into stores. That's crazy, y'all. And everybody that said that they're activists, you look at a lot of these activists, and if the shoe fit where, they come out after the child is killed. Then everybody getting on the mics. But what about before the child get killed? Where are you at when you see these drug dealers, gang bangers, troublemakers in neighborhoods that they don't live in, selling dope up and down the streets, but you say nothing? But then when the child get killed, you ain't visit the house now in time before the child get killed. And I'm gonna show y'all a prime example. When my children's May of 2000, May the 19th on Malcolm X's birthday, a little bit after midnight, 2008, they was 1 and 2 years old. The Charleston, Missouri Police Department here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, came in my house, held me at gunpoint, took my 2 daughters, gave them to their mother, and allowed them to be taken out of Charleston, Missouri to Chicago. They was in the streets of Cabrini Green for 70 days and 70 nights. Their mother's mother, may their mother rest in peace, but their mother's mother and their mother's oldest sister was letting my children's mother live back and forward with each one of them, knowing she needed help. You see what I'm saying? But to keep my children away from me, I found my children on the same street that this 9-year-old boy was just killed in Cabrini Green, July the 31st, 2020. I found them on Oak Street in Cambridge with 2 drug addicts exchanging heroin together, and I got pictures of them. And if they was in them streets for 70 days and 70 nights, what was all these activists that be in front of them cameras? You know where they was at? Doing their own thing. But if my children would have got killed out there, then they would have been coming all around trying to speak. But I tell you something, if my children would have got killed, those activists would have came to try to come to my children's funeral. Thank God it wasn't a funeral. I'd have told them to turn around, because you're not in the best interest of my children. You're in the best interest of yourself. These people doing these marches, talking about it for kids are getting killed. If it's for kids getting killed, y'all wouldn't be sitting here laughing on your live and always putting the camera like this here. Hey, Jomo, hey, Boogaloo, hey, Mary. It ain't no game. It's a game to y'all because it ain't your child. Y'all black folks and Spanish folks, stop letting these individuals call themselves leaders and activists. If the shoe fit where, stop letting them lead your children. Stop letting them fool you, telling you that they for your children. The only time they're gonna come around when your children is dead. They didn't bring nobody back alive. I ain't seen no activists when these shootings and fights is at these funerals that black people done got killed. You ain't gonna see them there. Ain't no interest. If you're going on the Dan Ryan, know what you're going on the Dan Ryan to block it for. Ambulances have to come through there to save people's lives, y'all. In the area you gonna be in, black people is getting shot and killed. How is they gonna get to where they going? Black people trying to go to work. If you want to protest something, stop like they did in Birmingham. Don't nobody ride the bus. Don't nobody go to work. Shut it down like that. You ain't got to shut down the Dan Ryan. Go in the neighborhoods where these blacks is selling these drugs, and these blacks is gang banging, and blacks is killing blacks, and go in front of some of these so-called activist houses. Peace be still.